Welcome back to Founder True Sports, episode 12. Just me today, here with the producer Boud. No Mike, he's out for the week in Mobile doing oil field shit, man shit for his job. Shout out to Michael for actually keeping his real job, going out there and make the money in Mobile. We have a great weekend of football games to talk about, bunch of ranked SEC matchups, some upsets, big time NFL games, a lot of things changing. People are moving, people are getting hurt. A bunch of changes. We are now going to Wednesdays and Fridays. That's just so Boo could have a little more time to edit and make this a better product for you guys, viewers, the fans who are growing with us. So just be patient with us. We're learning it all on the fly. That being said, hope y'all enjoy this episode. Let's talk some ball. Welcome back to Founder Truth, episode 12. Just me and Boud today. Actually, me and Boud for the week. No, I'm going to get a guest, actually, for the Friday episode. But it's just me and Boud for this one. Rocking it out. It's here to recap a wild weekend of football, wild weekend of Acadiana Music Fest. We had Nelly in town. It was an absolute movie.
Andale, mama.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He rocked it.
Yeah, he did good. It was too quick. I don't think he played for like an hour.
It was definitely not an hour, but it was all just a dream to me. It was amazing.
I wish they had some more pyros, because I remember whenever Flo Rida was there, they had pyros.
Dude, I tell you what, Flo Rida rocked it.
Flo Rida was insane.
I think to this day, maybe Flo Rida might have been the funnest one.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Luda gave him a run for his money.
I didn't go to Luda's. I went to Lupe Fiasco. That one was
but
better than Edgewood. Really good.
Better
for
than
that
one.
Cool.
Shout out to Tommy Meyer, Jack Meyer, all those people for putting that on. I mean, that's just an amazing thing every year.
It's always fun. Always look forward to it every single year.
So much fun to sponsor.
It's like a reunion.
Yeah. Tell you what, the food in there,
oh yeah,
privately delicious. Hunter Perk serving it up.
They had the shrimp and grits and
dude, the boudin ball I had.
That's what it
was insane. Like I've had millions of boudin balls. That might have been top 3, top 5.
Yeah, it was good food, good atmosphere all around.
Oh yeah. But as far as football, y'all were messing with me last week when we got off the pod about all of my hot takes. And guess what? I know some of them didn't hit. Some of them were a little stupid. But guess what?
Some of them did hit.
Mississippi State didn't look that crazy,
but
even though I changed my mind. Hey, but look, that's where I came out on top both ways. So I changed my mind about the tape. Mm-hmm. However, I was also right about Tennessee.
I thought you were definitely going to be wrong about that one.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't think
I think Mike definitely trailed me on that too. Like Mike did not disagree that we were going to lose that.
Well, y'all called Bama the past. Y'all called last week too versus South Carolina, but that was still a close game.
Mm-hmm. Did I not call South Carolina too? Because they won. No, like this past weekend.
You might have. I remember y'all said Alabama.
I definitely called Illinois. Mm-hmm. And I mean,
Illinois played Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michigan does not even know who they're starting at quarterback.
Yeah, Michigan. We need Michigan to be good. We need them to beat Oregon. Because I don't like seeing Oregon at number 1.
I hated it.
I cannot stand it. And really, Oregon really plays nobody that good the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they beat that Ohio State team. Entertaining game, beat them by 1 point. I mean, there's nothing that says that Oregon shouldn't be number 1 right now.
No, I mean, they beat Ohio State.
Yep. They've handled their business.
Mm-hmm. I just don't like seeing them up there.
I hate it too. It's just weird. I don't like not even seeing an SEC team right there. It's just SEC bias, I think.
Yeah, me too. Like someone needs to be up there for SEC. Like Georgia. I mean, Georgia did be the number 1 team in the nation, so they were number 1.
Look, this whole weekend was insane. I want to start with my worst take of last episode was starting out on the Friday game. I called the spoiler makers. I listened to Part of My Take. I listened to the Mostly Sports. I listened to the Insiders. I saw the spread. I didn't like it. They covered the spread. Purdue didn't score 1 point. It was absolute dumpster fire. So that was absolutely terrible.
I saw that in the morning. I screenshot it, and I think I
Yeah, you sent it in the group chat just to fuck with me.
It's gonna be a good weekend of football.
Yeah, thank you. Needed that. Dude, I tell you what, I do want to. I'm gonna go train because Michael's not here to fuck with me.
Yeah.
So guess what? I get to do whatever I want,
Mm-hmm.
and Boud gets to mess with me a little bit here and there, throw his little pot shots in, but Mike's the real one that keeps me in check. Now, this episode is basically Play-Doh for me to just say whatever I want and do whatever I want. So, we're also going to move on to another game on Friday. Florida State versus Duke.
I forgot to play you.
Now, while he's not here, I want to make it known that me and Michael, before this podcast started, made a bet that Keon Coleman, his FSU player, was not going to go in the first round of the draft. The bet hit for me. I was up $20. For some stupid reason, as the winner, I said double or nothing. And knew that LSU and FSU, it would be they had the same line on games to win on Caesar. So I was like, it'd be a fun bet for me and him to go head to head. I did not think that FSU was going to be this bad of a dumpster fire. And I'm going to win $40 off of Mike. And it feels good that they were ranked 10th. Was it 10th going into the season?
Higher. I think it might have been like 8th.
I mean, I told Michael the other day, just off the podcast, just hanging out, I don't think there's ever been a team ranked that high going into the season with that big of hopes and dreams coming off of almost like you get left out last season.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to be full of piss and vinegar coming into this one. Like, you get DJU out of the transfer portal, like all these big things. Piss down your leg, and now you have one win?
That whole team from the next 5 years.
The only good thing I could say about him is that their leading receiver is from our area in Ja'Kai Douglas, and he had 48 fucking receiving yards.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to half a bill. I mean, that's...
Yeah, they're bad. They're very bad.
Bad.
And they really don't have that hard of a schedule either.
No.
You can try to talk to Mike about
that's why Mike took the bet. He was like, "You're an idiot,"
Yeah.
because he was like, LSU's schedule compared to FSU's schedule is a cakewalk.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, whatever, LSU. Like, I don't even care if I lost. I was just trying to have some fun. I'm gonna fucking win.
Yeah, you won after like week 4.
Yeah. Well, I do want to see, for the sake of the podcast, I do want to see FSU become competitive again, because it'd be nice to have both of our teams in it. You know what I mean?
Mike's knowledge of FSU is just...
I know. It's like, I don't want him to just be spouting off about some fucking unranked team now. Like,
no, I mean, I don't feel like listening about all the old shit that's happened from FSU. At least have some like new receipts that you can back your stuff up on.
I know, but I hope it happens for him. And it doesn't look like it's happening unless they go out and the track record in the transfer portal right now is not looking good. And your recruiting for next year is shit. They're not even in the top 20.
Yeah, they can't get anybody after the performance that they're putting on.
They only have one 5-star, I think, in Solomon Thomas, and it is...
At the rate this is going with all the transfer stuff, I mean...
And LSU is bringing in, I mean, Harlem, Barry, we have the other dude, top quarterback. I'm telling you.
Underwood or something?
Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, something like that.
He is phenomenal. We lost to Corian Moore, but we also got another little 5-star.
I just don't like how that.
Derek Meadows. He's amazing.
I don't like how they can just change it after one game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not liking how they're dropping, going here, going there.
Yeah.
It's a bad taste for college football because now it's almost like it's turning into...
It's basically just like free agency all the time.
It's like a semi-professional league now. I mean, it's where they can get the most money, and that's all they're talking about.
But if you think about it, it's just open free agency almost after every season.
Yeah, you can go wherever you want. There's going to be teams that get a bunch of big star players, but if they don't have the work ethic to be a good football player, I mean, they might be fine just making their millions in college and then they're done.
I agree. I mean, it's definitely going to be a weird thing to see in the next coming year because we're just at the start. This is just the start of NIL.
It's going to change the whole dynamic of college football.
I would love to see where we're at in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. It might be awesome. I mean, if your team does good with it, it's going to be awesome. But I mean, look at Alabama. They were recruiting for the past 20 years the same way, and they were dominant at it. Now it's a new ball game.
Like, for all we know, that some of these, like, pissant teams, like Utah or BYU or some of these teams can just come out of nowhere and start recruiting.
I think it's more of like a demographic place, like these cities that have a lot of money, a lot of big
like Austin, like Texas. That's what's scary about them being in the SEC now.
If I could go play, I'd want to go play in Miami. I mean,
easily.
NIL with money over there, I'm sure is crazy. But one thing weird I was thinking is like schools like SMU, Tulane, big money schools.
SMU's a huge NIL school.
Yes,
huge.
What if they get on the radar now, being these top football teams? Like that's crazy, and it's going to be all money, not really football.
It's going to make it more entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, even as an SEC fan, when we were like in the fight, and like granted, Alabama was dominant for years, but we were winning some. I mean, I've seen 3 national championships in my lifetime or whatever. But it's like, I mean, I do want for a while there. It was like we're just doing the same shit every year, and it's got to get more competitive. And then they bring the playoff, and it's like the play. You know who is going to be in the final every time.
Yeah.
Like.
It's always going to be.
I do think the 12 team is going to be awesome, and I do think the players should have gotten paid, but not in this manner.
It's weird. I mean, just pay for the college. I think that's the fairest way. But
give them $150,000. Like, give them a 6-figure salary.
At the same time, I mean, they are the ones that bring in the revenue for these colleges, and the colleges use that revenue. Not so much for the players. I mean, I get both sides of it.
I do too. But it's definitely out of hand.
Playoffs going to be cool though. I watched some stuff today. Tulane and UL Lafayette have like a % chances of getting into.
Oh, it's going to be so cool.
I think Tulane has like an 8% chance, which is pretty cool.
Dude, UL's a great little team.
UL's doing good. I think it just comes down on I don't know how they're going to do the playoffs, but at the end of it, whoever wins conferences and if they have enough wins to get into the playoffs, it's going to be weird, especially with SEC. I mean, shit, by the end of it, they only might have like 2 SEC schools. If they keep on beating each other, they're better than these other schools. But if they have,
we're literally like just like shooting each other off the top of mountains.
Yeah, like Bama, Ole Miss, are they even in conversation? Because
they have fallen.
They both have 2 losses.
I'll do the AP poll after we get to all the games, but the AP poll is shaken up.
It's crazy.
I mean, every week I feel like it's just like people dropping in the pecking order. It reminds me of like a 90s movie when they're like dog shit and start back here and then just keep creeping up the whole time and winning the games.
It just sucks.
Or they like lose and like the top team just like going all the way down. It's insane.
Oregon being up there.
Oh my god. It's a bad taste in my mouth. Tabor's probably tap dancing right now. You know what's the worst part? I bought him a signed Marcus Mariota ball. Got people to pitch in for it, like for his birthday, like all kind of shit. And he gets to sit there and like just be like, Oregon's #1, like looking at his football all day at his office. Like I would literally suck Tabasco off a homeless lady's titty on bourbon to be #1 right now.
Hey, LSU, if you look at it,
they could have been
USC. I mean,
we got a chance though.
They do. I didn't think they were going to do that. That good.
Us and Texas A&M were the only ones undefeated in the SEC right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll talk about LSU in a minute. Great game. I did predict I'll get to it in a minute. But Georgia and Texas.
I didn't get to watch the game. I looked at the recap.
I watched a little bit of it. I'm telling you, Georgia came to play.
In Austin.
I
was not expecting
Texas did not look good
I like that. I can't stand Texas.
Really?
I never liked Texas.
Mike's out on Texas. I'm not a Texas fan by any means. I kind of just like their quarterback.
I like Quinn Ewers, Manning on the team, but other than that, I don't.
I'm not
like
rooting
Texas.
for them by any means. I have a Quinn Ewers plus a 50 Heisman bet, but that looks pretty shot now with Genty.
Yeah, and I mean he didn't do that well either.
Yeah, not at all. And
if
Texas wanted to stay number one and solidify, like this was the game at home, like all the stars in, you got Georgia, you're number one, and you piss down your leg 30-15.
It's bad, very bad. Look at Georgia. I mean, they might take the SEC.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
they really did
lose to Bama.
I know because a couple weeks ago we were like, Georgia's dead, Georgia's over. And then now they come in and just wreck number one Texas. And now things are shaking up all again.
That screwed up everything.
It really did.
That opened up the door.
That was the game that really kind of shit on everything this week.
Because Texas could have taken that game, ran on to the SEC, probably stay number one for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I really kind of don't really. The next game, Miami-Louisville was going back and forth for a little while.
From the beginning, though, because Louisville was up. I think
and it was just an absolute shootout.
Yeah. Every time I looked at it, Cam Ward was launching a ball and it's a touchdown. And then there was no defense on either side.
There was 97 points scored in the game.
Yeah.
It was electric. Louisville had some touchdowns that were from the get-go that were insane. Really not a lot from Cam Ward that was but they always pull it out, and that's what I mean. And they're staying up there, winning their games.
I like his antics after. He has some good celebrations. He don't give a shit.
What's the little thing? I don't even know what it means.
It's something, but he's funny. I like him. I saw a couple good passes by him.
He just looks so chill.
I didn't get to watch a lot of the games because we were at the music fest all day, and I was.
They had it on TV in there.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, that was kind of going back and forth and chilling right there. But Miami won 52-45, so they're gonna stay up there in top 10 for sure.
Looking at their rest of their schedule, I'm sure. I mean, the ACC really ain't nothing big this year. They should still run out and take the ACC.
I agree. Next game, Alabama, Tennessee. I predicted Alabama getting upset. We needed this as LSU fans badly. Alabama was right there in front of us at number 7, and this pissed their whole season away. I kind of knew Tennessee was going to pull it off. I mean, even Mike was saying I was out on the quarterback. I am out on the quarterback still, but they pulled it off in Neyland Stadium. I think it's kind of going to be a Tennessee tradition to beat Alabama now, no matter how bad they are.
Yeah, I know that's a huge rivalry between Tuscaloosa and Knoxville. It might just be Alabama's coach, or maybe we've just been so used to Saban. I mean, I can't think of the last time Alabama lost 2 games this early in the season before getting to LSU.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I remember they lost to Troy one year.
I don't think that puts Kalen DeBoer on the hot seat, but it definitely is not getting him any brownie points in Tuscaloosa.
No, it's not. I mean, he'd have to win out the rest of the season and have an okay year at this point with Alabama's fan base.
I mean, Alabama's not used to losing.
No.
They're used it's championship or bust in Tuscaloosa.
It's usually blowout or bust because they usually don't have a lot of close
They wanted
games.
to run Nick Saban out of there before for losing
a
couple games.
Yeah.
After he lost the Ole Miss game that one year. They wanted to run him out of there.
And usually they blow these teams out the water or they keep a lead the whole game. I mean, they played, South Carolina, that was close. UCF or South Florida, that was a close game. It's kind of crazy how they're rolling right now. That Ryan Williams guy, he got a lot of buzz at the beginning, but
he's kind of been a little quiet.
He has been quiet. I mean, he's a freshman. That's what I don't like. I mean, he is big in social media and everything, so his face is everywhere. He paints his nails too. I don't know what
That's all the youngsters are doing that. The youngsters are doing that, man.
don't think
It's either you got a mullet and pit vipers on, or
you paint your nails.
you paint your nails. Yeah, kind of like one or the other.
It's
insane.
It's not cool.
It ain't it. It's not it.
Which
Which one do you think I would have been in high school? Because you know I was a very impressionable douchebag in high school. So it's like,
so probably the nails and the dancing.
you really think so? Damn.
No, I mean, we just wore like Nike Elites. We did the shit, you know what I
I
mean?
know, dude. We thought we were like the shit, and you see some of these dudes, like they really think. I wonder if we looked like we thought we were the shit like that.
I'm not big on it.
No, they all got the same haircut, and they have like chains on and shit. And
They're
they're like
chains, like
this tall.
Roman link chains,
Yeah,
like diamonds.
you see, like little Trevor, who's like in 8th grade, little bitty ass white dude, like short, fat, still got some baby fat on him, but he's like iced out with his own customized chains, Air Force Ones, and this little like pose, like he's all hard. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on?
Dude, I don't know why.
My dad would have
told
me outlandish comments. My dad would have told me shit that, I mean, like,
that's how you know we were raised right. Like
that's right. Like, these parents are just like, all right, smile. Like, my dad would have been like, don't smile, go home.
They get to college and now they got money. So now they can flaunt it. I mean, I'm sure Reggie Bush could have done that whenever he was making money, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
He had to hide it under the rug.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's weird. From 8th graders to freshmen, sophomores in college right now, that's a weird fucking group. It's a weird fucking group. Big time.
I guess are they iPad kids? We weren't iPad kids.
No, I don't think they're like right above iPad kid, I think.
I'm trying to think.
They're like, just like iPod Touch.
Are they Fortnite kids? Like whenever Fortnite came out,
Maybe
they were
so.
like a little bit.
I don't know. Or like they were right in the perfect age for it.
Yeah.
Weird fucking kids.
Like, we used to watch YouTube and stuff, but
no, they were like raised on
they're
YouTube.
like raised on YouTube with those people that do like
I remember even Chaka when he was a kid, like he just sat there and watched YouTube. Like the
These are
TV would
YouTube
be
kids.
on, but he would have his little like iPod watching YouTube.
Yeah, these vlogs of these YouTubers. That's what generation this is now.
Oh, damn. Tell me. Burn. The next game, LSU Arkansas. I loved it. I said that we were going to stomp out Arkansas. I was getting flack and shit from everyone on the podcast telling me, Arkansas always plays us hard. This is a different LSU team. Also, our freshman tight end is a giant. A giant.
Hopefully he stays.
He's insane. Also, Caden Durham is a monster. Like, I'm so excited that he's a freshman.
Man, LSU always gets these good.
He's the first freshman in LSU since 1995 to have over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns in the game.
Good gosh.
You know how many running backs that we've had since then that have been elite? Some first
You
rounders.
did that this game or
This past game,
Past
yes,
game?
against Arkansas.
And that's crazy because last week they didn't even need to run the ball.
Not at all.
So that's good. I mean, that shows you that their offense is.
I think LSU's starting to click.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they are. Out of all the SEC teams,
and
them and
Arkansas is
Texas.
not a scrub
No.
offense.
No, Arkansas has the hardest schedule in the nation. If you look at the people they've played,
And have
they-
put up some
they
points.
play well against pretty much every team.
And we held them to 10.
Mm-hmm.
We held them to 10. I thought we played a great game from what I watched. I was at Acadian Music Fest. I kind of rewatched some of the game and some highlights and stuff like that. Hey. No complaints from here on this game.
LSU, I mean, they got it at the beginning of the season. They got that loss, and it's pretty disappointing. But now the door is wide open for them.
It really is. We're the only team undefeated in the SEC. Still a little early. Still got a lot of
also, but that's going to change after.
Still got a lot of ball to play. But Texas A&M didn't look good against Mississippi State. I mean, LSU pulling out the win versus Arkansas. I'm really happy about that, especially with how bad the fucking Saints are doing. They're keeping my football interesting for me right now, as far as home teams go.
Yeah.
Next game though, Mississippi. Like what I was just saying, Mississippi State put up a lot of points against Texas A&M.
They are trash.
Trash.
Mississippi State is trash.
It's a bad team. I think we got Texas A&M backed up.
Yeah, dude. I thought they were going to lose 2 out of the next 4 games, and now they're 2-0. So I was scared about Arkansas and Texas A&M out of all of them, but Texas A&M this week, it can't be this week.
No. Yeah, it is. It is.
Home this week.
Yes.
That helps a lot. I'm not saying that they lose, but I mean it's kind of hard to beat the Tigers in
That'd be awesome. Is it at home? You gotta check for me. But I was very, very surprised to see how many points Mississippi State put up.
They never put up points on anybody.
Think about how shitty Mississippi State's roster is. Think about how powerful LSU's offense is. We could probably put up 50 on Texas A&M. But then again, it's always a shootout. It's the same game that went to 70-something points in 3 overtimes before.
Yeah. It's
same
at College Station at night, so kind of have to give Texas A&M the home field. I think stadiums are going to
LSU. Check it for me, but I think LSU is going to be favored by 2.
By 2?
By 2.
They are actually not favored.
No way.
Texas A&M is favored by 2.5.
That pisses me off. We're not a betting podcast. Don't come at me with pitchforks, but take LSU spreading that.
I take LSU's money line at plus 125.
Wow.
I think LSU's going to win the game.
Me too. Yeah, bang that. You'll win some money. Next game I want to talk about. Auburn almost had it against Mizzou, dude.
Did you watch the game? That's the only game I watched this week. That one, because I know you picked them.
I'm telling you, I almost had another upset in my bag.
Missouri's freaking quarterback got injured on the first drive.
I don't give a fuck.
They were driving all the way down the field. He got sacked for like minus 12 yards.
Okay.
And they took him out the game, and another point wasn't scored for the whole first half.
Well, guess what?
Missouri still won.
Okay, I still almost hit the thing. Yeah. Almost got it. But if Mike was here, he'd always tell me, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I didn't fucking get it right.
But Missouri was losing second half until the fourth quarter. Missouri put up 15 points in the fourth quarter.
See, that pisses me off right there. I almost had it. Yeah. That's what I was saying, man.
Dude, the first drive was awesome. Missouri was playing good, and then the quarterback went out. And then me and Jake were cooking breakfast. Or Jake was cooking breakfast for like an hour and a half. Told me to get there at 10. He didn't cook breakfast till like 1. So we were just sitting there watching the game, and it was a hard game to watch.
Good Lord. I was very, very surprised that Missouri didn't put up more points on Auburn, though.
Their quarterback's out.
If you're that highly touted and ranked, it's kind of next man up mentality, and it's fucking Auburn.
Well, I know Missouri's quarterback is one of the best players on their offense. Like he's known. He's not like a scrub SEC quarterback.
I agree. Next game, I did predict this one and got it right. Illinois, Michigan. Michigan sucks. Michigan is now out of the top 25. As I said, this was going to be the knockout punch. They needed one more, and I'm so excited about it.
Me too. I never liked Michigan.
Me either.
I never liked Harbaugh because
I'm a Harbaugh guy, but I'm not a Michigan.
I'm just not. Ann Arbor. They're always in movies and stuff. I guess they got good deals because they're always like people go to Michigan at Ann Arbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
they're always so. I'm a Michigan man. Yeah. It's always.
And like basketball, y'all were good. What in the 90s?
Yeah, Fat Five, whatever.
Michigan State owns you.
It's insane. Yeah, Michigan State does own you.
Yeah. In football,
Michigan State's just cooler.
Yeah.
There's
basketball and then like football. They'll always beat them like every 2 or 3 years and just ruin their season.
I love that. But yeah, I was so excited to see Illinois keep rolling.
I hope they can. They play Oregon this week. So
upset.
Dude, I looked at it. It's like Oregon's favored by like 25.5.
I'm just going to keep calling upsets on Oregon until it happens, and I'm going to look like a genius because they're going to be number 1.
Dude, I don't even see them. Like, yeah, they might beat somebody in the playoffs, but I don't see them beating
When Oregon gets upset, can you learn how to make clips? And that one's gonna go viral.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, I do think the next couple of games were kind of just flukes. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. UL keeps rolling.
They do.
I'm fucking so excited that a bunch of the Louisiana teams are still in it.
Yeah, all the teams are doing pretty much.
They're first in the Sun Belt. They're killing it.
I think the only team that they would probably have to worry about.
And their only loss is to Tulane.
Tulane, yeah. Appalachian State's always pretty good in their conference, which I don't know how they are this year.
I don't think App State's very good this year.
Okay.
But
I know they'd always meet up for the conference championship.
It's weird because at the same time, Tulane can make it because they're third in the American, and Army and Navy are first and second. Army's first, Navy's second, and then Tulane. So if Army and Navy play, they can knock each other out of it.
But Mike was talking about that.
I think they play after.
They play after the
It's
playoffs.
weird. Yeah, that's
So
so
like, how
fucked.
can you?
But I think they're gonna flex the game. I think about it.
They'd have to. They'd have to play probably.
There's no
after
other
Christmas.
choice.
Well, no, I don't know when they're starting the playoffs. It'd have to be before Christmas.
I'm telling you, this is gonna be a weird process to see how that shakes out.
Because Tulane's only.
I don't think the schedule makers would have thought this was gonna happen.
No, Army and Navy go undefeated.
Yeah, you could not have predicted that at all.
Tulane still has 2 losses to Kansas State and Oklahoma, I believe, so far this year. But they should be getting close to the top 25 in a couple weeks if they keep on winning.
Yeah.
And these other teams start losing. I can see them slipping in at like 25, 24.
Tell you what, another game that we forgot to talk about though is Oklahoma getting upset. I think I said that was going to
I didn't
happen
even
too.
see that. Who they
There's-
played?
South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I think it was South Carolina. Hold up, let me check.
Oklahoma ain't doing too hot in the SEC.
No. Yeah, South Carolina, and guess what? 35-9.
Damn. South Carolina, I guess, is good. I mean, they held up LSU.
But guess what?
Y'all won.
Peeled off the win.
They kept it close with Bama.
That's right. I'm telling you, it's going to be the weirdest SEC season ever.
Especially with the playoff opening up. I just want to see how many SEC teams get in.
Not many now with them picking each other off.
But like, say LSU loses one more to like Alabama. So you got Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, all these like 2-loss teams. Who's gonna go in?
I don't know. Like that's what.
Because
There's gonna be some pissed off fans because there's gonna you're gonna have some team with 1 loss and a team who's way better with 2 losses get in.
He slips in.
And those fans of that team with 1 loss are going to go bonkers and talk about it for years.
Like Ohio State. Ohio State already has 1 loss.
Yep.
They get 2 losses. But they lost to Oregon, which was number 3 in the nation. But what like SEC team's going to go over Ohio State, or is Ohio State going to go over the SEC teams? Kind of get what I'm saying?
Can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see Twitter and just how pissed off the fan bases get. I'm gonna be on Founder True Sports, just in their comments, just getting hot and bothered. I love that shit.
Now this is an awesome college year. Just because who's undefeated? Oregon, Miami.
Oregon, Miami. Let's take a look at. I'll go through the NCAA top 25, and I'll make y'all are gonna be mind boggled at what this looks like going into this next week. Oregon is number 1, 7-0. Penn State, Georgia is number 2, 6-1, moved up 3 spots. Penn State is 6-0, undefeated. They're sitting at 3. Stayed pretty stagnant there at 4. Same thing with Ohio State, who's 5-1. They have a loss. Texas moved back 4 spots to number 5. I think they personally should have moved back a little bit more. But
given Georgia, their only losses to Bama.
Yeah.
Bama,
You kinda got
it was like by point wise, like what was it, by a touchdown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Texas at 5 with 6-1. Miami is number 6 at 7-0. They're playing Florida State next week. That's gonna be fun.
Miami's 7-0, and they're not even in the top
But they've had some very, very close
Close
losses. Close wins. Some very shitty teams.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 is Tennessee at 6-1. They moved up 4 spots. Hate that.
Yeah.
But that was a very big win. LSU stayed the same at number 8. I mean, kind of expected that. Yeah, we peeled off a good win, but I mean, not a ranked opponent, so you expect to just keep sitting at number 8, at least in the top 10. Clemson moved up to number 9. They're at 6-1. Iowa State took
They barely pulled off a win.
I know, so I think that's why they moved back 1, but they're still undefeated as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the top 10. At 11 is BYU at 7-0. They moved up 2 spots. Notre Dame is at 12 at 6-1. Stayed the same. Indiana moved up 3 spots to 7-0 at number 13.
That's crazy. I don't think I can remember Indiana really being
No.
a great team.
So now they're a basketball
yeah.
and football school.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. Texas A&M should have moved back, but they stay the same at number 14, 6-1. Tell me who Texas A&M lost to. Anyways,
They lost to Notre Dame at the beginning of the season.
there we go. That's what it was.
Damn, Notre Dame was upset, and they barely lost that game too. So
It's nuts. Biggest drop off, number 15, Alabama at 5-2. Moved back 8 spots. Ugly.
Dude, Tuscaloosa must be so
oh my God.
hot right now.
It just looks so weird to them.
Yeah.
Kansas State, number 16, moved up. They're 6-1. Boise State moved back 2. They're 5-1 at 17. Number 18 is Ole Miss, stayed the same. Pittsburgh is 19. They moved up 1 spot. They're actually undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois moved up 2 spots after their win against Michigan. They're 6-1 at 20. 21 is Missouri. They moved down 2 spots. They're 6-1. Next is SMU.
Do you have Medicare?
What? Anyway, SMU is number 22. Moved down a spot at 6-1. They're playing Duke next. Army and Navy are 23-24. Army is 23, undefeated. Navy is right behind them, moving up a spot at 24, undefeated as well. Vanderbilt.
I can't believe Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt is finally in the top 25 at 5-2, and
that is insane.
I'm telling you, it's awesome to see. Others getting votes. Washington State actually got 46. Syracuse got 15. UNLV got 5. Duke 2. South Carolina 1. Nebraska 1. Liberty 1. And that does it for the college football talk for the week. We're going to move on to the NFL. Heartbreaker.
Oh, we're starting off Thursday game?
Oh, yeah. I've said a lot in these past 12 episodes, Boud.
You did say that they were going to blow out the Broncos.
I said a lot of things. Michael has been the realistic one. I've been in delusion. I've tried to speak into existence on these past 11 episodes that maybe it could turn things around and I would look smart. Maybe I would just will the morale into a win. Turns out I'm wrong. I was dumb as fuck. The team is everyone's dead. Everybody's injured. Pretty much half of the team. Basically going to a big and tall store in New Orleans and seeing who wants to play offensive line. We signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling today.
That was today. Yep.
Yeah. And we're playing with Spencer Rattler, who also sucks. We have not fired our head coach yet. I can't think of a worse spot that I would rather be as a Saints fan than right now.
I mean, I wish they just wouldn't have started off 2-0.
I think
That's what
that
does it.
is the worst part about it all because we start the season out and I thought I was right. I thought I knew ball. I thought we knew ball. I thought, oh my God, Dennis Allen, we just needed an offensive guy. We just needed Clint and everything was going to be okay. And it turns out that's not what we needed, and it's a dumpster fire. And I can't wait to fire Dennis Allen. I need him gone. I need this man out of my life.
And Carmichael.
Bad. I need them all gone.
But they are. This is how I thought the season was going to go, straight up. But then we had the first 2 wins, and I was like, holy fuck, I was wrong. And I was expecting a horrible Saints season. But now that it's here, it just makes it worse after beating the Cowboys.
It was the worst ever because it's Thursday night football, prime time. Drew Brees is getting into the Saints Hall of Fame. It's a big night. Sean Payton's back in the building, playing us for the first time after not being our coach anymore. It was literally, it's like the biggest thing ever for us to get this win, after losing Drew and all this, and we just got embarrassed.
It's like the last time you can celebrate with Drew, also, unless you go
It was
back to
embarrassing.
the playoffs or something. I mean, he's not coming watching more games after that shit. You have to go to
No.
the playoffs now.
Now
For him to
all
go
these
back.
kids are they're about to be Chargers fans.
Yeah.
They're fucking Chargers fans, dude.
And that bullshit touchdown at the end. Let's get it right. It was 33-3, but then they put whatever his name is, and he drove down the field and threw a touchdown.
Thank you, Jake Hayner, for putting
Yeah.
some points on the board. But damn, you can't just we can't hang our hats on getting beat by Bo Nix, and
Really, it was
he looked good.
he does look good, but the Saints look like
Blow
absolute
Dix,
shit.
believe it or not, is better than most of the rookie
He
quarterbacks
is. I'd
and the
say-
ones from last year.
I mean,
Better than Bryce Young.
Daniels is out.
Not that he's a rookie, but he's better than him. He's better than, who else would you say? Let's go down the list. Rookie quarterbacks.
this year.
Got to be better than Rattler.
Oh yeah, better than Rattler.
He looks
I mean, Caleb
kind of right
Williams-
there with Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams did not start off hot at all this year,
No.
but you know who did? Bo Nix did. Bo Nix kind of just been
He's
plateaued
winning games
good.
too. They're 4-3.
yeah, and he doesn't
Looks
have,
better than Drake May.
Yeah, he doesn't have good offense.
Drake May's not looking good. He's not looking
He's
terrible.
gonna look good.
Um,
He's gonna be a good quarterback. But no, Bo is right there, number 2, I'd say, behind Jay Daniels. I think he's better than Caleb Williams. Caleb
I think
Williams
so
has
too.
awesome weapons around him. Broncos was a quote side.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a dumpster fire of an organization that he's kind of at least winning games for him. You could not have thought that they'd be 4-3.
yeah, but he's not throwing interceptions. He's not making stupid. I mean, he's not putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah,
But he's playing like every other decent quarterback in the NFL.
and he extends plays very well. That's what I like about Bo Nix, a lot.
He ran 70 yards on us.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know he could.
There
do
was
that.
one where it was a drawn up, almost Taysom Hill run that he just ran right. I mean, putting his shoulder down. He plays ball, man. He plays fucking ball. I think he's played so much football that he's
In his
now
life. We talked about that before.
Mhm.
He's just like LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has played
Exactly.
so much basketball in his life that it's almost like
it's second nature.
Mhm.
That's just what you do. Even if you go out there and throw an interception, it's just next play mentality. I don't know. They just play ball.
Yeah, good for Bo Nix. You beat a shitty Saints. The Saints have done that. They need to clean house. I hate to say it. They need to trade away all their assets and build up for a new team.
I'm there now. Newsflash, as a fucking Saints fan, I'm there now. Get rid of everybody. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's shaking up. Please keep Kamara. Please keep
I don't
Kamara.
think so.
Trade everybody else. Clean house. Everybody gone. Sell the fucking team for all I care. I want to win games. I want to win games next year.
I want to win games in 5 years. I'm cool with them tanking a couple years to build up.
You know what? Same. You know what? At this
Because
point, same.
It's going to be the same shit every year. You're going to get 8 wins. If you
That's what I need to quit doing is getting my hopes up.
let them tank. Let them be dog shit. But at the
I
same
can't
time,
waver in my fandom. I need to
Same
keep
time.
my straps down for these losing seasons.
Yeah, get ready. Dude, this has been bound to happen. They were doubling down with Drew for so long.
But we should have won more Super Bowls.
But the NFL doesn't let us. So we've literally been doubling down. Even whenever we got Derek Carr, we were doubling down on, all right, we're making a push to the playoffs. Now that it hasn't worked, they are fucked. Like the whole organization is.
I mean, we were like in cap hell.
Yeah.
Like we were like on fire.
They need to fire everybody. Do like the Pelicans did. Get somebody like David Griffin in there, a veteran GM, to go in there and just start from scratch. From all the debt that they have.
All right, I can't talk about the Saints like that anymore. It's hurting me.
I want to see what they play this week.
It's hurting me. We play the Chargers. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be fun.
It's boring games. I think it's gonna be boring games the rest of the season.
You know I'm gonna watch them. You know I'm gonna watch us. Even if we could go 0-16, and I'm still gonna show up. I'm still gonna be. See, that's where I'm gonna start. It's gonna go in a cycle. You know it. That's how I do my shit. It's gonna be, we're broken. We need to fix everything. We're gonna win one. I'm gonna go back to we're back. We're here. Everything's okay. And then it's gonna just keep going in this vicious cycle of, we're okay. We're back. We're dead. And it's just gonna be time and time again. I end up hurt by this team.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Mike might win the bet.
What bet?
Didn't y'all bet that the Saints would get over 4 wins?
We didn't bet money.
Oh, I thought y'all did. I remember we talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, well, we have this podcast for a reason, so I can go back and look. But
it started off 2-0, and you were giving it to Mike, and Mike was like, "Well,
I do think we're going to win more than 3 games. I'm still standing by that."
I think he said 4. I said 4.5. That's where it was set.
It's dead. Season's dead.
Foreshadow though, Jameis Winston might be playing against the Saints.
Oh, Jameis Winston is going to be playing against the Saints.
Did he play this week whenever Deshaun Watson got hurt? I don't think he did.
I'm not sure, but
I think the other backup went in.
really,
Might be tripping, but I saw something that he'll probably be named a starter now.
I don't know. It was a bunch of ugly ass games for the a little bit of the next couple of games. Like the London game was not fun. I was actually up for one.
You were up for it?
Yeah, I was up, and I took a look at my fantasy to like set my lineup. I'm like, oh, people are already playing, so I put on the game. Boy, Trevor looked good.
He did look good, dude. I was so pumped too whenever I woke up because I had the Broncos defense that scored me 21.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tank scored me like 23 points because he had 2 touchdowns. Dude, I finished out with 80 fucking points this week.
No.
My team did horrible.
What about Pickens?
Pickens put up 20-something points too, and I still only finished out with 80 points.
Damn, bro. Like the rest of your team just did that bad.
Remember, I started Andy Dalton.
No.
He got 0.02 points.
No way.
Yeah.
That's like...
Dude, I was projected like at the beginning of the
That's like hard to do as a quarterback.
I know.
You get benched.
He should have. Well, then, I don't think he got benched.
I don't know, but I tell you what, Drake May is running for his life.
Yeah.
I'm like now back on Mike's side about like that dude. Like it's good to get him some playing time, but like this might be all the playing time he needed. Like sit him down, put Brissett in, let him learn again.
Get
He is
LSU. That LSU.
Keyshawn Boutte looks great though.
Mm-hmm.
After his betting scandal, he's coming back playing this year. He looks pretty
I
good.
saw he swapped jerseys with Brian after the game.
Dude, Brian Thomas is a monster. He is like having one of the better rookie wide receiver years of all of them right now.
He's a good quarterback, throwing to him.
I know, but think about it. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s not doing as good as Brian Thomas. O'Doone's not doing as good as Brian Thomas. But Honky, not even close. Like he's making my dynasty picks look like shit right now. I can tell you that. So,
yeah, he looks good. He was in a good situation getting drafted by Jacksonville.
Very good. Very good situation.
Better than Malik.
But he was making some catches and like, I mean, he had a 2-point conversion too, where he like stayed in bounds 2 feet, and he like caught this ball over Christian Gonzalez for a deep one. It was bunch of
And he's quiet about it. He's
Very quiet.
not like a boastful person.
and they're really no one's talking about it either. You would think.
Really talked about him in college that much.
No. I agree. He's very slept on. But yeah, Jaguars pulled it out in London, 32-16. Next, I thought this was going to be a close game. So did I think the rest of us. Seahawks kicked the Falcons' ass. I'm telling you, that Seahawks young defense showed up ready to play. The Seahawks ran down those motherfuckers' mouths, and it was just ground and pound football.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too because I think they lost the last 3 games. They won the first 3, lost the last 3.
Mm-hmm.
You go and beat the Falcons.
I mean, the Falcons were a scrappy team there for a second.
DK went off.
DK went off, but he's also week to week. He's hurt with an injury.
Did he tear
Yeah,
something
MCL.
in his knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And he tore it not like in a
I'm not
regular.
sure.
No,
really.
I saw it. He fell like on his shoulder, and whenever his leg kicked back, it
Man, like
kind of like Michael's injury.
like my team is injured.
So bad. I mean, but Chris McCaffrey should be coming back in the next couple of weeks.
I'm scared for him to come back. That's the thing. It's like if he comes back, it's like 2 fucked up Achilles. It's like it's
You
like
have
a
to
ticking
start
time
him.
bomb.
You have to
Yeah, I
start
have to
him.
start him. But like, damn. But I'll tell you what, you're Tyreek Hill. I'm really glad I didn't get Reed.
Dude, that might go down as like the biggest bust in fantasy ever. Because it's not like he's injured or anything.
Yeah. It's just you can't use
The
it.
Dolphins' offense is so bad. Like
I didn't realize how much of a piece Tua
even
was.
Jalen Waddle. I mean, a lot of people start him in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean
he's
he's a huge fantasy player.
A-Chain. I mean, nobody
All
on the offense.
Like for the first 2 weeks, man, those were like Tyreek went off
the first week.
the first week, and then after that it was just crickets and
You pick
has
up
been. A-Chain was like the man for the first 2 weeks. It was like all these Dolphins players were just.
It's been like that the past 2 years. They usually put up so much yards because their offense is so fast. And I don't know what does Tyreek do? Does he get traded?
I'm not sure, but
That's rough.
Tyreek could be good on the Seahawks. Huh?
Tyreek could be good on any team.
Yeah, that's true. I was glad to see the Falcons get pistol whipped though, just because we lost too. It was nice to see them take a L.
It kind of helps the Saints, but
It doesn't help the Saints when the Bucks are as good as they
Yeah,
are.
the
Tonight,
the Saints can make a wild card.
Tonight we're gonna see how good the Bucks really are. But yeah, good to see the Seahawks come back and win that shit.
I like that team a lot.
Next game, Mason Rudolph was injured for the Titans. The Bills absolutely donkey stomped these dudes. Ray Davis was scoring. Josh Allen looked like an absolute man amongst boys the entire game. Titans could not get anything going. It was all Bills the entire time. And Ray Davis had most of the show. I mean, he didn't. Yeah,
James Cook got a touchdown.
James Cook got most of the touches and also had a touchdown, but Ray Davis showed up and had more of the yards on 5 carries.
Yeah.
And a nice touchdown.
Their offense, now that James had the turf toe, that's good that they got this other. They can make a run.
Yeah, and Keon Coleman.
Keon's starting to catch the
Keon
ball.
had 4 receptions for 125. He couldn't get in the end zone. I wish he would have gotten the end zone, but
Cooper got a touchdown.
Yeah,
coming in.
yeah, that was
Just like
the easiest bet in the world that people could have made is Amari Cooper coming in and getting a touchdown.
You saw him talking to Keon, how they were trying to.
But dude, that's perfect for the Bills. They know it's a rebuilding year. They're winning games. They have good young players that they don't have to pay yet.
Amari's going to teach Keon.
They got Amari Cooper for a bag of Skittles at the trade deadline. It's like you'd pay him off-season crazy money, and then you come in. He already scores has 66 yards, 4 catches, and a lot on 5 targets, and you have a rookie wide receiver that all he's going to do is make better. Amari Cooper is one of the historically best route runners in all of football in the last couple of decades. and you have him teaching your rookie wide receiver with one of the best arms in fucking all of the game. Bills are fucking building something over there, and they have a great passing coordinator. I mean, they have Joe Brady from LSU, and good coach, good defense. I mean, don't be surprised if the Bills make a run here. Like,
I hope they take down the Chiefs.
Me too. That's gonna be the game. That's gonna be the game where the Bills are either gonna, because they haven't really been playing.
No, some of the games were really close too. But there's nothing to complain about the Bills. They look all around like a great team for the rest of the season. I don't see them doing anything stupid.
Next game, Bengals win against the pervert Browns. Hate to see it, but we never root for injury on this podcast, but I will say if you do bad shit in life, life will do bad shit to you. And Deshaun Watson is now out for the season with a torn Achilles. They paid him $230-something million. He has not produced even when he was healthy. The Browns themselves so hard.
This is the worst.
Because
you can't bench him. He's playing like shit all year.
Where do they go from here? They have no money.
I mean, they traded away Amari Cooper.
So yeah, I mean honestly, like Amari Cooper, like I said on last week's podcast, must just be in hog's heaven right now. Like
Chubb's
getting
back
out.
though, huh?
Yeah, Chubb is back. I mean, the whole city is on him right now.
You trade out Watson for Chubb. It's always something like that with the Browns, though. You get something and then.
But on the flip side, Bengals kind of look like they're like rolling again. Joe looks good. Like a bunch of their the whole kind of like receiver.
The defense is just that's what's going to kill them in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they're going to have to.
The defense is atrocious.
They're going to have to put up points to stay in every single game. I mean, you go and play.
And they can't always do that.
You go play the Ravens. The Ravens have an awesome offense also. So
yeah, it's good. They're gonna have a tough time playing teams that can also score points.
Yeah, it's gonna be
like
them. Washington. I mean, Washington's defense is dog shit.
Yeah.
Jay Daniels was putting up every single time Joe would put up. So, no, I think the Bengals aren't even gonna make the playoffs at this rate.
I don't know.
Joe and Jamar Chase look great.
I don't think the Bengals are going to make the playoffs just because how competitive their division is. Next game, Texans-Packers. This was an awesome one. This was a great game.
The Texans were going to win this easily.
I did too, but it came down to a field goal. But time ticking out. Packers won it. It definitely felt like a home field advantage thing. It really did. Like, the entire game was back and forth a little bit, but I'll say, like, Green Bay pulled it off at the end. Like, it's just all you can say. They're the ones that scored in the
as time was going on.
Yeah, it's like that's just kind of the way it went. Stroud looked bad though.
I did see
Stroud was off, and it's like that's kind of the way Stroud's been a little bit, where it's like.
But they still putting up points.
I know it's like 5 weeks of amazing Stroud, and then like we had that one game where it was like nothing, and then it's like another 3 weeks of amazing Stroud. Like it's not like we had all these weeks, but I mean, it's just very off and on. As far as Jordan Love though,
see, Mike was glazing the Packers at the beginning of the season, and I didn't think they were going to be good.
I knew they were going to be good. I mean, they were in the NFC Championship last year, but it's like I definitely knew that they were going to be good. But Mike was very lucky in those Malik Willis weeks, and also like Jordan Love came back and like he's throwing interceptions, but it's almost like Josh Allen interceptions, where it's like when you have 3 touchdowns as well.
He's also young too, so like you're expected to make those mistakes and have that on your stat line.
I agree. Joe Mixon though. He was back, 2 touchdowns, 115. At least that was the Texans positive, but like none of the receivers like did shit.
That's horrible because like the Texans, they have an advantage over everybody in the NFL because of their receiving core.
Yeah, like Tank Dell, zeros across the board.
You can't win.
Stephon Diggs only had 23 yards on 5 catches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dalton Schultz had the most receiving yards, 28 on 1 catch.
Yeah.
Can't win like that. Yeah, but it was an entertaining game night. It was cool to see. There hasn't really been a lot of games like that come down all the way to the wire of
It's cool. They're both two young quarterbacks that are all going to be duking it out.
Yeah.
For the rest of their careers. They are the same draft class, correct?
No.
Okay.
I think Jordan Love sat a couple years.
Okay.
Jordan Love is right after Mahomes. Jordan Love's kind of been there a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, next game I did not watch Dolphins Colts. I'm not gonna front like I did. Colts peel off another win behind Flacco. I just kind of think it's weird that the Colts aren't starting Richardson. Oh wait, actually, I was telling you that I didn't watch the game. He played.
He started the whole game.
Sorry, I'm a fucking jackass. Yeah, but he did terrible. And it's
he's a bust.
They got a cheap little touchdown from this random no-name fucking running back, and
their record's not bad though, huh? The Colts.
It's not, but it's definitely just a weird season for them. They're the team that's ripping off the weirdest amount of wins, because of the Flacco games and shit.
They're kind of like that last year, because didn't they make a run for the playoffs at the end of the season?
Yeah, and Richardson also had good numbers rushing the ball too, but it's just you cannot depend on that. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's probably one of the biggest fantasy.
And then on the other side of that, the Dolphins are dead, like we just talked about for a second. They started. They put Boyle in. Tyler Huntley did shit. It's over.
Is it coach? It can't be coaching.
It's really just honestly, dude. Sometimes when you lose your starting quarterback and that's your bread and butter of a fast offense,
your morale goes down.
What do you do?
You can't practice.
You can't play. You can always say next man up mentality, but whenever the team is that developed around that quarterback, how he plays, those players can't just throw these random dudes in. Tyler Huntley just came in from practice squad a couple weeks ago. And Tim Boyle's fucking Tim Boyle.
They're in the same situation as the Saints.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly,
that'd be awesome if the Dolphins fired him. McDaniels and he came to New Orleans, baby.
Oh my god. We would make that skinny little motherfucker gain about 40 pounds in gumbo and crawfish, king cake, snowballs.
He looked like he's from down the bay.
Oh yeah, I'd start doing a little coquetry action. Love that. Hell yeah. Next game, I told y'all this should have been the late night game, should have been flexed, but it's Lions Vikings. This was awesome.
Lions did it.
I said that. I said Dan Campbell was going to get the close win. Their kicker Bates that pulled off this win was selling. He said, I watched a little interview on him today, and he said that he was selling bricks.
Yeah, he's a brick salesman.
Yeah, and he thought this dream was dead, and he comes in and gets this win. That's huge, man. The Dan Campbell, I watched him after the game in the locker room, just talking to the players, just screaming, and he's just full of energy. God, I wish he was on the Saints. And he was. He was on the Saints staff, and damn, we missed out on him being our head coach.
Yeah, that'd have been easy. I mean, he knows the culture of everything.
All their offensive players looked great. Jared Goff, great game, 22 for 25, 280, 2 touchdowns.
They're playing like they were at the end of the season last year.
Jamar Gibbs had 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. Amon-Ra had 8 receptions and 112. That is insane.
This is the same team as last year. It's awesome.
I think they might go to the Super Bowl. That could be a Super Bowl pick for me.
I like it.
As far as the Vikings go, I do think that Darnold is still rolling. I was not really on him. Aaron Jones played. He had a great game. It was kind of one of those things where it's the last person with the ball was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Jefferson still owns the Lions. He had 1,000 yards in 8 games versus them.
Gosh.
And this, he just added on with 81 and a touchdown.
Yeah, That's going to be a fun matchup for the playoffs.
It is.
Them versus like the Packers.
Mhm.
It's going to be
All the NFC North matchups are going to be awesome. That whole division, like, I think the Bears are scrappy enough to pull off a win against them too. So, like,
I think the Lions prevail and take those.
I definitely think the Bears are going to ruin one of those dudes' seasons. Caleb Williams, that's going to be his life.
It's going to be in the NFL script.
The amount they're going to glaze Caleb Williams segment.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane. Yeah, Lions win 31-29, pull it off. Eagles, Saquon return game, pissed on him. Saquon, dude, how much do you think the Giants just want to, like, lose their mind?
Well, like, you can't root against Saquon either because it's not like.
Well, they were booing him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's messed
He
up.
didn't think he was going to get booed, and then he got booed.
I didn't think he would get booed either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck the Giants. I mean, good
Dude,
for you.
on Hard Knocks, they were like, if he goes to a divisional opponent and does well, like, I won't be able to sleep at night. He comes in
Just wrecks him.
wrecks your shit. I mean, 176 for a touchdown, averaging 10 yards a carry.
On demon time.
Averaging a first down a carry. And also, Kenneth Gainwell also had 56 yards on you. So, like, they just rushed for 200-something yards on you. Jalen Hurts went 10 for 14 with a passing touchdown.
He didn't need to throw the ball.
Well, like, he had an awesome bomb to A.J. Brown. Like, and A.J. Brown had 89 yards and a tutty. Like, that's just kind of like an all-around good win for the Eagles.
That's what they've been needing to do.
I bet you that excited you because Oh, yeah, by the way, about the TikTok, I went double or nothing now with the Commanders bet. So I need Jaden Daniels to come back. He's got the Eagles. I got the Washington Commanders. If I lose, I'm making 2 TikToks of Boud's choice. And if I win, I don't have to do any of this shit. So
It looks like he's going to hit.
hey, I think I'm doing the Washington's doing just fine.
Well, did he break a rib or is it?
No, like I think he honestly just
It's a
kind of sat
bruise?
out
Okay.
because they were playing the Panthers. But like he came back on the sideline, a smile on his ass off. But yeah, that's really all you got to say about the Eagles game. The Giants couldn't do shit. I mean, the Giants. It was
Malik's
bad.
not back.
No, Malik was back.
He was back this
Oh
week?
yeah. It was just a whole nothing burger from him, honestly. Just
That boy Brandon Young, bro. I mean,
Malik only had 4 catches, like 40 yards, but he had like 8 targets. Daniels just can't give him the ball sometimes. It's like Daniels didn't even break 100 yards, bro. Drew Lock got in. Like, that's where they're at.
I don't watch the Giants. There's nothing exciting to watch.
I don't really watch the Giants either, but it was just like, damn, that's an ass kick.
It's not even like a team that you want to keep up with. Because it's like you don't want to keep up with Nathan Jones. And you want to keep up with Malik. You want to see him get his yards.
Yeah. But just a nasty game. Nasty game. The next one was the biggest, shittiest. Like, I didn't watch this one either. Kind of like Colts, Miami. Gardner Minshew is dead. I had fun. It was a fun time. Like, I still root for him. He's still like one of my guys, but like he had the booger he ate on the sideline. I didn't purchase the Raiders jersey yet, and he got in and went 15 for 34 for 154 and 3 interceptions. O'Connell didn't look very good either. I think he got injured, and Brock Bowers is basically the only thing keeping them alive. He still somehow had fucking 10 receptions and 93 yards. So
I mean, production-wise, out of any rookie, he's probably the best right now.
he's like the
MVP of the rookies, but he's on the shittiest team.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of knew that, but that's kind of exciting for him as a tight end because it's like they're not going to throw the ball deep. He got 14 fucking targets and he had 10 receptions. Like, he's probably loving that shit.
He's leading right now in receptions. I'm guessing with tight ends.
Pissed me off though that Kyrie Williams is on the other side just going off. Like, I could have had him and D-Son wanted to trade me him.
Everybody's been talking about him falling off since the beginning of the
I
season.
know, but
and he
I was
hasn't.
the one saying he was a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I was the one saying shit about him.
Not just you, just like all around. I think like fantasy consensus that
Matt Stafford didn't do very much
Stafford
better than fucking Gardner Minshew.
No.
Like, other than the amount of interceptions, like, he went 14 for 23 with 154 too. So,
he don't have his receivers, but I mean, the Rams really ain't.
No.
I didn't think the Rams would be good this year to begin with.
He needs Cooper Kupp to be Matt Stafford on the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the way that goes. Next game, Rams pulled it off though, 2015. I mean, kind of expected the Rams to pull that off against shitty little Raiders team, but next game was kind of just boring too. Everyone knew this was going to happen. Like I told y'all this last week, the Commanders were just going to absolutely roll down.
Well, my dumbass started the fucking Andy Dalton.
Why though?
Because
you were back there while we did the podcast with Jacob and Chaka and Mike.
Great games.
And you were back there and chose him willingly.
I thought him and Deontay Johnson were going to go off because that's how it's been going. Andy Dalton has not been playing bad at all.
He has not been playing
bad. But he's
bad.
been having his
I will say that I would have started him against Washington's defense, but dude, I'll tell you who's the MVP of this game. Marcus fucking Mariota, the flying Hawaiian, came in for Jaden Daniels, who went out with the early rib injury. And, I mean, I think he's okay. He's kind of just doing his thing. And he came back smiling on the sideline. Marcus Mariota got in there and dealed. He had 2 throwing touchdowns, 205 yards.
Good for him. He's been out of conversation for a couple years, but
Brian Robinson had a good game. I told Mike that was going to happen. It's kind of a good pickup on Mike, yeah.
I mean, they did play the Panthers, but they do look good.
And even though Jaden Daniels wasn't in there for like the whole game, he still had 50 yards rushing too. Mm-hmm. So it's like he's going to be hard to stop for a very long time.
Washington's going to be
like 40 on the boys.
Yeah, it looks like the Cowboys' reign is pretty much over, and Washington stepped in, and that division is taking over their games.
I'll tell you what, the next game was entertaining for a while, and then it just kind of got out of hand at the end. Chiefs, 49ers.
I wanted to watch this game.
I think the Purdy show's done. I think Jake needs to put the jersey maybe in the back of the closet, pick a new bandwagon team, and, kind of figure out who he wants to root for here, because, man, they look bad. On the same, hey, I will say, Patrick Mahomes didn't look great either. He had a great rushing touchdown. He had a better day rushing than he did throwing, for sure. But Purdy had 3 interceptions, only completed like damn near 50% of his throws, and it was some bad interceptions. Like,
yeah, they might.
He was throwing that shit to the wind.
They need
like,
Christian McCaffrey back.
Bad.
Big time, because that offense just doesn't run the same without him. I'm not mean.
Kittle. I mean, now Brandon Ayuk's out for the season with the ACL tear. That was ugly. Hate to see that, especially like after you pay him all that money, and like that was just sad to see. I like Ayuk, but Kittle, he had a good game, but like he was like, it's like
he's the one.
Yeah, and he's very like injury prone. He takes some fucking hits, man.
When he jumps up and gets that ball.
Yeah, that's kind of the way he's a very gritty dude. So it's like he's gonna get injured like that if you throw him the ball 1,000 times. And then I don't know how the Chiefs keep winning these games.
7-0, dude.
They're 7-0, and they're not even like this is what they do is they win these games. They're not even playing their best ball, and then they'll start going into Chiefs mode in the playoffs, and we're all fucked. We're all fucked.
I think
I said this at the beginning of the season that the Chiefs could three-peat, and we are on our way there.
Oh, easy.
No one's talking about it really, but I mean, like this is the first time a team might three-peat.
And I think Patrick Mahomes is the MVP favorite right now, still. And he
has not even played shit. I mean, like he was my fantasy quarterback, and I don't think he scored above 20 one time. I don't think he's gotten over 16, but Kareem Hunt's back on their team and just putting up numbers as well.
They're feeding him the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still out on Kareem Hunt. He shouldn't be in the NFL, but I mean, damn, to come back and just be a bell cow running back with 22 carries and score 2 touchdowns is kind of wild.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs start losing it though. It's
You
too
think
good. It's too good to be true. This shit cannot happen. They cannot go like 13.
I think you're trying to. I
14
think you're kind of like me, just trying to say that.
I'm speaking this into existence because I can't stand Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. But like last year, they started off pretty rough,
And then they won the fucking Super Bowl.
and then they came back and won the freaking Super Bowl.
And I heard Shanahan showed all of the 49ers team like the Super Bowl, which I like.
Yeah,
That's not a good move.
no, you don't.
Like that. That's just stupid as fuck. If my coach showed like that's the kind of shit you burn the tape on, and like it's like,
Yeah.
let's go get him this time. Don't show me us pissing down our leg and losing in fucking overtime, and then now I got to go out and play these fools. I don't want to see that. It doesn't help me.
No, but in a regular season game too. Like,
Exactly. Like this is not
Like
the same.
playoffs, yeah. Be
Mhm.
back in the Super Bowl. All right.
I agree with that. It's not at the same time. It's kind of a one game at a time mentality, like all the time. And I feel like just going back to you losing the Super Bowl to that team is not.
Chiefs have an awesome defense, though. That's what's helped them out a lot.
I agree.
Uh,
They're playing, flying around with some
and
no-name
They're
fellas.
just scoring. I mean, they're not scoring big. They're just putting up enough to.
And they're getting
to win.
takeaways big time. They're not letting teams score on them.
Yeah.
The late night game I knew was going to be an absolute bore storm. I mean, it was terrible. The Jets are dead. I don't know how many more things the Jets can do to try to like be like, oh, we're saving our season, but you fire your head coach. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like the answer. Devontae Adams comes in as your like saving grace and all this shit, and your running back had your most receiving yards with 103. And you know how much Devontae Adams had?
What, like 3 catches?
3 catches, 30 yards, and 9 targets. A couple of them being drops as well. He looked rusty. The one thing I could say he did like the best all night, Devontae Adams, was save a touchdown off an interception.
They kept on showing him on the TV.
No, because they were doing it all night. They kept talking about Devontae Adams the whole time. Meanwhile, they're getting their ass beat by the Steelers team that has Russell fucking Wilson coming out there.
No way. I did not think he was going to do that good.
I mean, he didn't throw any interceptions. He had 2 touchdowns, 264. I mean, like he didn't complete. I mean, but like 50%. But like
that's more yards than I think Justin Fields. Justin Fields' average is like
130
130 yards.
Also, on the flip side of that, their rushing game was there. Jalen Warren had 44, and then Najee has a 100-yard game, which is kind of rare on 21 carries and a touchdown. And
their duo of running backs.
George Pickens coming out game for the season with, 111.
I love that.
Yeah, shout out to you.
I love that.
I watched him score that badass touchdown. He had some cool catches, and I was like, Boud must be ecstatic right now.
Dude, he's a gangster. But now he has somebody throwing to him.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
I do think that it's all that's going to be a huge difference. Is like Russell Wilson does have the accuracy and downfield passing ability to be able to get Pickens the ball, and that's huge. That's like a big thing they were missing is like having a passing game.
Dude, they can run Justin Fields kind of like Taysom too.
I agree.
That would be dead.
And Najee doesn't seem to be stopping.
No.
Did you see Najee after the game?
Mhm.
Yeah, Najee dropped an N-bomb, which he can totally do, but just not on the podium. And
He's getting fined for that.
oh yeah,
Sure.
big time. Because you saw how he just like stopped and just like
Yeah, he stopped him.
just like oh fuck.
It's not like you can apologize to. Like,
Yeah.
You have to wait till you get fined to apologize for it.
Yeah, you got to do a notes app on Twitter. That's what you got to do. But yeah, I think the Jets are dead. I think that's over with.
Yeah, we don't even have to talk about the rest of the season.
But you must be pretty high on your Steelers team right now.
Well, I
dude.
did text y'all that I wasn't feeling good with Russell Wilson.
I know.
It just felt weird. I guess I
But
just
how do
feel
you
bad.
how do you feel today about Russell and the Steelers?
I hope it wasn't just a one-time thing. That's the biggest thing because he did start off super slow.
So it's like having like a girl you have like a crush on that gave you like a little kiss or something like that, and like y'all were like at the bar, so you couldn't do like all the things, but you were like, damn, I hope that wasn't just like a one time. Like I hope she's still like fucking.
Yeah, I don't want to.
And it wasn't just
lives in
alcohol.
like California.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Damn.
Like,
Dude, I think we got one here.
Dude, Steelers might be nasty.
I think the Steelers, like, just Mike Tomlin's such a good coach. I think that he could just will this team into existence.
Yeah, they'll probably finish 10-6.
They're going to be in the playoffs.
11-5.
I can assure you that.
NFC's competition's not like the AFC's.
I'm telling you, they came ready to play
Steelers
last
are in the
night on a
AFC.
huge stage. I mean, did you see Pickens catch for that touchdown? I mean, that was like a weird catch. Like, he reached back like this and then pulled it over, and it was just like, damn, that's insane. But tonight we got good games. Kind of already previewed them last week, but I just wanted to take my predictions. Probably not gonna be watching the Chargers, Cardinals. Hopefully, just get the highlights and shit. I'm definitely gonna take the Chargers just because J.K. Dobbins and whatnot. But Ravens, Bucks. I think I'm going Bucks.
I'm going Ravens. I want the Ravens to win.
Yeah, I think I want the Ravens to win, but I think the Bucks will.
I think it's going to be a great game. I think this game is going to be a lot like the first game of the season
think-
with Ravens and Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this game, for some reason, has one of those feels of one of the better games of the season.
Baker's going to come out, Baker's energy and everything.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Definitely excited for it. 2 4-2 teams coming out.
I like the Bucks defense though. That's what's going to hurt.
I think so. But hopefully they can just step up and get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Boud, I forgot to kind of preview in the intro or whatnot. Hopefully y'all made it this far in the pod, but let's talk some NBA, dude.
I'm down. We got our Dynasty draft in 50 minutes.
That's right.
First
Dynasty
time.
draft. I'm wearing the Zion jersey. I'm probably going to win it all for every year. But this is a dynasty basketball. You have to keep these motherfuckers.
Okay, but next year, do we get more picks?
Yes, so you get, it's 3 rounds of just rookies.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to pick through, you kind of have to keep up with college basketball.
To see who you're going to pick for the next
Exactly.
season. So you can't pick up anybody that's already played that wouldn't be on a roster.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, you could take that as a first overall pick,
Yes.
but it's not.
That's
Smart,
stupid. Yeah. They're not going to be anywhere close to where those rookies.
I don't know. That's going to be very hard with basketball also because we have 8 of us in it?
10.
10, so that's the first round and a half of
And there's
the
a
NBA
shitload
draft.
of picks.
Yeah.
A shitload.
Well, me and Michael just auto draft, so
No, auto drafting?
we're not going to be auto drafting, but our knowledge of football is way more.
Yeah,
more
I will
than
say the
basketball.
LeConte brothers kind of joined in just to fill the spots, but
Well, Christian,
yeah, Chaka knows a lot of ball about
Chaka plays a lot of ball.
That's
Video game
right.
ball. So
yeah,
he knows
Chaka knows all his shit from 2K Blacktop.
Yeah. LaMelo Ball is a top 15 player in the NBA. I want him to come over on this pod and defend
Argue
himself
that.
against.
I need him to
Ross.
argue that thesis.
Yes.
Pelicans though,
He signed Trey Murphy.
big extension. Zion's back. He's got a beard. Our new center looks good.
Even Easy looks
The
good.
big the big VZ.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I like
baby,
that.
it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited, dude. He showed out in the preseason.
He did. Yeah. I think he broke the rim at practice.
Fuck
One
yeah.
day he went to dunk and but the only thing is he's so young and since he's so big down low, he's definitely gonna have foul trouble. this
I
season.
agree. Yeah.
And he hasn't been playing basketball a long time. So he's still learning and he's turning out his credentials are pretty much the same as Jackson Hayes. Very explosive in college, just started playing basketball. I think right whenever he got to college or around 16.
where's he from?
Cameroonian.
I thought it was France.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think his name is definitely French. That's a French name.
he's super athletic. It's going to come down to how he develops into the NBA because the NBA the past 15 years has been how do I get to the free throw line? You know what I mean?
agree.
So if they have a young, big guy down low, I'm going to find a way to.
I do like that we brought in Tice as well, though, because he's a veteran. He's played in a gritty German league of basketball. He plays there for the Olympics. He's done some dirty work down there in the post for a very long time.
But I think as of now, we don't have a starting center. I don't think we're starting.
I think we're going to start him. I
Okay.
think we're going to start Reese.
Because I saw something along
Dude,
the
that
lines
hurt.
that it was going to be DeJounte, B.I.,
Herb,
Herb,
Trey Murphy, Zion.
and Zion.
If we have to play small ball, so be it.
Dude,
But like,
that'd be
hopefully
awesome.
towards the trade deadline, we can get center on our team for one of these young guys. I mean, like, I don't want to break the band up, but like sometimes in order to fucking go win, like, look at the Knicks here.
Yeah.
You think the Knicks wanted to trade that dude, but like,
No.
and obviously he's got a bad taste in his mouth. But like,
You have to.
Dante DiVincenzo, like, damn man, like you had to trade him, break the band up to get Karl Anthony Towns, a big on your team, and like now that roster looks a lot different and a lot fucking scarier.
We need a big. We need to get rid of Brandon Ingram. Hate to say it because I've loved him.
I
since
love
he
him
came
so
in.
much, man. He's won us so many games, and like he loves the city, and I could tell like he's been a perfect little piece for us for a minute, but him and CJ got to be the ones to take it.
Yeah,
Like,
and I hate to say it, I'd rather CJ just because he fits better right now. Brandon Ingram.
I would just
Bauer.
rather CJ being is that he's such a veteran. He's like, as much as people want to bitch about him, like sometimes, like, dude, our fucking win and loss column would not look the same without CJ McCollum hitting a lot of big threes.
He's going to be an awesome coach / analyst after he.
And he's the president of the Players Association.
Yeah.
So, like, he's got a solid job there for a while. Like, all the players have to suck his dick every goddamn game because
his trade value isn't there, though, for us, just because of his contract and
Mhm.
everything.
But opening night, though, tomorrow,
Bulls.
no. We have New York
Wednesday.
and Boston, and then we have Minnesota Lakers tomorrow. And then the next game, Wednesday is like everybody's playing, and New Orleans plays the Bulls. But, yeah, I got New York tomorrow coming out, like beating the
It's gonna be
champs.
hard picking basketball.
I'm taking the upset for the Knicks coming out with Karl Anthony Towns. I think it's going to look different.
Just don't like Karl Anthony Towns. Don't like the Knicks.
Do you like Boston, though?
Boston? I think Jason Tatum's going to have a stellar year this year.
I think this is going to be the year coming off the championship. And, like, I think Jason Tatum last year, part of the reason that he kind of, like, slowed down a little bit. And, like, you know, you have Jaylen Brown on your team, two young stars, kind of like, and you know Jaylen Brown's a little bit better. I think we can all sit here and say that. But now Jason Tatum has got the monkey off his back of that championship. And he's done every other thing in the league. So
I think he started balling.
So I think it's like just a little bit of a, now I can just play ball. Like, it's just me, my son. I've been watching Starting Five, and like, if you watch Starting Five, it's hard to hate on Jason Tatum right now. He's like such a good dad. He's a cool dude. Like, dude, honestly, if you watch Starting Five, I've even started to like LeBron. Like, LeBron's funny as hell. Like, but it comes down to watching all these dudes like day to day be dad. You know who I don't like from Starting Five? Jimmy Butler. He's such a douchebag. He's such a douchebag. Such a douche. Yeah, he thinks he's. You would think this dude's Michael Jordan the way he talks about himself.
Well, might have been his father.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Rude.
I think Boston wins the East though this year, just because the East is not. The West is stacked again this year.
At least I'm predicting that we at least make the play. Like the Pelicans making the playoffs and not the play in. Hopefully.
I think we get the fourth or the fifth.
I mean, we didn't make the play in last year.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. But yeah, it's just getting frustrating.
Well,
Every
I mean,
year.
if like the past 5 years with our record, we would have been like fourth and fifth easily.
And then you just start losing all these games at the end, and it just goes down. Like, but we also have been like
the West was so stacked,
hindered by a lot of injuries and shit. But damn, hopefully Zion can stay healthy the whole fucking year too.
This should be his first year that he's going to be an All-Star too. I did like whenever he said that last year that Zion gets a lot of hate, but he does not boast about himself at all.
I really like the way he handles it. Like, it seems like he's still got like a very fun energy about basketball. When like, dude, think about Ben Simmons. Like, he got just as much hate as Zion almost, and like that did not go well. Like, he did not like really shake back.
He's taking a while. I think people say Zion is just here to stay, blah blah blah, till his contract's over. Dude, he loves New Orleans.
I know he loves New Orleans and he wants to win here bad. Like, he talks about like that's the biggest thing that Zion talks about is winning. But as far as the next game tomorrow at 9, we have this is gonna be awesome. Because like
the Lakers.
no, this is two of the start guys I've been watching on Start at 5 going against each other. Anthony Edwards and LeBron. And I'm like, dude, I don't know why, but I'm like excited to watch Anthony Edwards play fucking basketball this year.
Anthony Edwards is going to be MVP this year.
He's going to be the new face of the
He
league.
is going to be awesome
2 years,
this year.
he's going to be the new face of the league.
His energy it's different than these other players. It's almost like
He loves basketball.
Yeah.
And you get to like watch that shit, and like he's locked in on very, very few things in life. Like he was having a kid, and they were like, he's still a kid. Like just making kind of like that's all he does is game and play basketball.
Yeah.
And he's very good at both. And I'm telling you, this dude is going to be the new face of the league.
I like how Anthony Towns got out of that situation too.
It might be better for Anthony Edwards too, because now it's like this is your team. This ain't there's no other like
Nobody's
like
holding
Carl
back.
Anthony Towns was talking about it like it was his team last year during the playoffs, and now it's strictly your shit.
And I'm so glad he's going to the Knicks because
And it also might move Naz Reid into a better spot too.
Yeah, he might. Well, was he starting last year? Or was he six man?
I think he was six man, but because he was 6 man of the year, I want to say.
Yeah,
But-
they'll probably move him into a starting position.
I think that was why it was so easy to get rid of Carl Anthony Towns as well.
They're stacked on bigs.
Yeah. I have Minnesota pulling out the first game against the Lakers.
I think they do too.
It's gonna be close though. Minnesota's favored by 1.
That's how basketball's going to be for the rest of the season. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
We never know who's going to win. I'm just ready for those poorhouse Friday night flop.
That's right.
Basketball.
Vodka Fridays at the poorhouse. Y'all get ready.
Right.
Come out. Anyway, that pretty much does it for episode 12. Thank y'all for tuning in. Got to go do this Dynasty Fantasy Draft. Y'all wish us luck. We're trying to really beat Jake's ass and, find another thing that he doesn't really know ball about. Is going to be, I think we can watch him.
We can all agree that Jake's going to win fantasy football this year, though, right?
No, it's going to be bad.
That's good. I'm just saying.
If we have to go
I'm
to,
hoping
we're going to
Jake's-
have to go to his house next year for the draft and listen to. Let's end it there. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed episode 12. We'll have Mike back next week and a guest on the next one. Later.